Hey guys, my name's Juan, and I'm sitting here in an abandoned office where it's most quiet here at my work. Today is my turn to present chapter 5 from our book, which is Delivery. And it was kind of funny, I could relate to this, that I was eating lunch today, and one of our contractors was trying to persuade me in which candidate I should vote for on these upcoming elections. And I believe it was funny because it was a lot of the things that I read in the chapter. He was trying to persuade me, and it was really interesting to see all his aspects in about going in this about 2 or 3 minute speech that he gave me and why I should vote for this candidate. And it was amazing because I believe he's never really taken a class in speech or anything like that. It was just very natural for him to do it. And in our book, we have several steps that for delivery. And one of the first steps, I believe that they're interchangeable, but I believe it's a lot better for us is to do is to select the method of delivery first in who we're going to be speaking to and where we're going to be delivering this speech or anything else. A perfect example is here on page 145. I don't know if y'all can see this chart down here, and it explains when you're going to be delivering uh, different types of speeches, and it says what method of delivery you should use. And then after we have chosen our method of delivery, I believe we should then go about really dissecting our speech in how we're going to be doing our delivery of the speech. We should always strive for trying to make it very as natural as possible as we can. We can we have to show our audience the enthusiasm, just like the contractor that was speaking to me in lunch. He was very enthusiastic, and he showed a lot of confidence, which are 2 points of why you're choosing your method of delivery. And you should always engage with your audience. That's another point that contractor did. He was really engaged with me. He was trying to really convey his confidence, and he did convey his confidence, and he almost had me persuaded to vote for that candidate. Another thing that we should do when we are gonna deliver speech is controlling our voice. Um, there's a different points that we have to use. We have to control our volume of speech, our intonation, varying our intonation, speaking rate, strategic pauses, and strive for vocal variety and also our pronunciation of our speech, of the words. When we go about our volume of speech, we always have to look at our setting, where we're going to be delivering our speech, and to whom. The background noise, take into account all those little details so you can be able to control your voice and project it a lot better. Also, we want to vary our intonation. We don't want it to be so soft spoken, but yet we don't want to be yelling to a crowd that is out there. It all depends in what type of speech we're giving. I mean, off of the top of my head, a person that was kind, well, I believe he was a good public speaker. I don't know if a lot of people really think about this, but Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler, to me, he was a great public speaker. He conveyed his message through to a whole country, and he got them to do a lot of things, maybe really bad things, but he convinced. He really showed his enthusiasm in his ideas and confidence that he projected to his country. So he varied his intonation. We at most of the time, most of the speeches that he gives is he's showing that strong, confident voice, but not yelling. You know, He really portrayed a good speaking rate also. You don't want to be speaking too fast, but not too slow. See, like in this speech that we have to do for our class, it cannot be too slow because then uh, I'll just go blabbing about this whole chapter for 20 to 30 minutes when we only have a certain window to do our speech on. Also, we want to have in our speeches, we want to have strategic pauses. Like in my instance, in my job, I have to um, I have to go about presenting projects that are delivered to me and project them to my supervisors. I have to build PowerPoint presentations. Most of the time, I have to do small speeches to 5 or 6 people that I work with, coworkers and upper level management people to see how my projects are going on. And most of the time, when I present to them, at the end of each slide, I try to take a small pause. Make sure that I'm still catching their attention with my projects and how I'm delivering them. So I take a small pause. I never try to overload them with information in my slides. I always try to make small bullet points to always catch their attention so they can read that bullet point or I can read that bullet point and I can remember what I need to be talking about at all times. Also, in choosing our voice, it's we want to strive for that vocal variety, which ties in our volume, our speech, our speaking rate, our pauses, and our pitch. I mean, when we strive for that vocal variety, we tie it all in together. Because I don't, like in this presentation, I don't want to be talking so fast to y'all where I lose y'all, where it's like, well, that was not a good presentation. I have to go read it all by myself. And what I want to do by making this presentation is actually help y'all learn learn it the best y'all can by not having to actually go back and reread the chapter content. Another thing in our delivery is using our body. See, like I'm using my hands, right? Waving around and stuff, but you don't want to overuse them either. Because if you overuse your hands, your facial expressions, you lose your audience sometimes, or it's like you're acting, which I'm not paid to be a professional actor, but you don't want to be acting out your speech for other people. You want to make sure that your facial expressions always go hand in hand with what you're talking about. You want to show, yeah, confidence to your audience, so you want to be smiling to them and conveying your message, always keeping eye contact with them. Always what I what I learned was a teacher told me if you really don't want to look at them, but make them pretend that you're looking at them. So you can look right above their heads. That still draws attention to, well, he's looking at me, he's engaging with me in how when he's talking to me. And also, by doing this, you create a sense of immediacy. You make connection with your audience, and that's what really draws your crowd to your speech. It really makes them engaged, and it makes them feel important in how you were delivering your speech. This really creates that connection. It ties it all in. It, by you choosing your method of delivery, your control of voice, and then using that immediacy with your body and connecting with your audience, you deliver a great speech. Another quick point is finally, when you're ready to give your speech, make sure you practice. Practice makes perfect. That's what I've heard from when I played sports back in school. And here in my job, practicing what I'm going to deliver to my supervisors makes it a lot easier. That way, when I'm done with my presentation and they come back and ask me, well, what about this point, what about this project, what about this budgeting, I can always know what I wrote or what I thought about the project. That way I can come back with a strong and concise answer for them with confidence. And I hope y'all learned something about chapter 5. Thank y'all very much, and another great hi from Texas. Y'all have a great day. Bye bye.